Hey, what's going on, car guys and car gals? It's Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
And it's Fred Lenartz, the subprime hero.
And we are Brewing Solutions live on the Car Guy Coffee podcast. And we are so excited to bring to you an incredible guest that we've had the chance to really start talking about what almost is becoming a lost art. And that is someplace where we've had so much great success and we've seen the country utilizing this tool of direct mail. Man, it's about to go to another level here inside of the cafe because we have just an extra shot, but it's a little extra shot of something different, right? You know what you need inside of your cup of coffee today, your cup of Car Guy coffee? You need you a shot of Hennessy. That's right.
A little extra shot of Hennessy, and you can't go wrong, right? And today we have a special guest with that namesake, and what an amazing name that is, and somebody that we can bring on and talk about something that I call my old friend, direct mail. Direct mail is something that was near and dear to me. I help sell the direct mail. I help do the advertising for direct mail. I help design direct mail. I help pick out the zip codes. I help pick out so many demographics. After talking with this next guest that we're having on the show and talking about her product, man, it brought back some memories.
So much.
The way that they went down, and she was telling me about how they even pick the zip codes and what they do to the depths of where they go. And man, that made me feel like I was at home again. Just like I was doing for many years for our old All-Star Marketing, US Marketing, for those companies that I was doing staffed events for, making sure that their mail was good to go for them. Oh man, great times, great people. I'm excited to have them on the show and talk about, like I said, my old friend, direct mail. Let's go.
Oh yes, that tool is still being utilized today, but there's a whole new way to do it. Remember, taking advantage of the tools that we have over time and then making sure that they're clean, they're serviced right, and we know how to adapt to what the conditions are now is so important. And we're just so excited that Chey is going to be here with us, brewing some solutions. Do us a favor and tag a car guy. Tag a car gal. Come on. Share.
Come on, bring it.
We are going to have a good time again. Hello, Kobe. Thank you, Timothy, for being in
love
here.
You all
Thank
so
you,
much.
all you
so
car guys
consistent.
And car gals. We are so pumped up to be brewing solutions with you. For those of you that want to do more brewing of these solutions, go to carguycoffee.com. Listen to the incredible people that have been brewing solutions in the cafe, and maybe go get you a little bit of swag. Maybe go get you some information from the incredible solutionaries that are brewing in the industry. We are so thankful for our partners and our friends that are doing great things inside of the industry. Everyone from VinQ, M1 Data and Analytics, everyone over at the dealership toolkit side of life. And man, listen, folks, there are people that are doing things that are helping with websites like 321 Ignition. And then people over at M1 are collecting all that incredible data so that you can nab that up and get beyond mobile first, right? So we want to encourage you, check out those people that we're partnered with. They'll help you a lot.
To the point where we are partnered up with people in similar industries. Once again, we got Nab That. And, we're not, I'm just going to say Nab That, great people, man. Jason Silverberg over there, man, killing the game, really trying to make a change out there, helping people, looking at ways to make sure that the client gets what they need. Nab That, beyond mobile first, man. Big shout out to you guys, man. One of our newer partners. We're looking forward to learning more about your product. We're going to have a special spotlight for them too. We also, like we talked about right after that, and we probably shouldn't even bring their names up right next to each other. But what I'm going to say is we are a safe haven. It's not about what we want. It's not about what we want to give the dealers. It's about what the dealers need. So I want to make sure that everybody, including our dealers, including our sponsors, including all the companies out there, understand that it's one world, one life, right? We can all be out there. Let's not step on each other. Let's help each other. You might have a client that it's something that's not perfect for you, what you can do for them. Why not help another company out? They're going to do the same for you. That is called trust. That's called doing it the right way. I see that happening in the future. I know I'm crazy, right? A lot of you guys out there like, oh crazy. Man, you're bananas.
You're so out of your mind.
But I believe it, Lou, to the point, and I believe that. I think that you and I have been really on a mission doing so. And I think we've already connected a lot of people and we've barely been doing it. I think that as we get, more opportunities to do so, like we are today, I'm excited to have this guest on the show. But I don't want to go on a tangent, but I believe that this industry is growing, and it's through women like we're getting ready to have on the show today, and the people that she's working with. Lisa. I mean, come on. There's so many powerful men, women, all walks of life that can come into this industry from anywhere. We just met a salesperson. I don't want to go too long, but we just met I'm just pumped about industry right now.
Excited.
I'm just telling you, we just met a salesperson that was that comes from a background that you would never think would be successful. This person has been trained in automotive by a person who was trained by themselves.
That's not trained.
That's not trained. No, don't get me wrong. He goes out and he gets education. This dude is borderline. I'm going to tell you, he's probably a genius. Just the way his brain clicks. I love speaking with him at any conversation we have. Shout out to you, Timothy, man. Love you, bro. Timothy Evans out there in South Kakalaki, killing the game out there. I love him, man. Great people down that way, and he's got a great staff. But it's time for a growth spurt, right? Mm-hmm. And this industry is doing that right now through so many different people. And this is a place where you can come in, no matter what walk of life you have, no matter what your past is, and there's opportunity. Major opportunity for you to exceed and grow to wherever you want to be, right? Timothy Wilson down there. I see you.
Yes, sir.
Amen to that,
yes,
man.
Sir.
I appreciate you too. But man, Lou, let's not hold that up much longer. I'm sorry.
I love them Tims. I love them Tims. But no, seriously, what it is that we want to make sure that we do point out, because of all you incredible people out there in the industry that are doing great things, this is where we want to brew with the best beans in the business, and we want to highlight what's great about you. And that's how we've actually had the chance to get together, taking shots of Hennessy inside of our Car Guy Coffee, and finding out what it is that's happening with a great group of people. I mean, we really only know 2 of them, but I know that they're doing awesome stuff. But at Sales Engineuity, right, Woo! They are doing some things in the industry that you may not even know are possible to do with tools that may have been collecting dust. And she's got us really excited about the fresh approach that is being brought to that. Sometimes when you can take something, you can shine it up, rock it again, just like, all you sneakerheads out there, right? Having some of those classics that you've had forever, it's really important that you still know how to care for them and rock them right.
I'm a, you know me, man. I collect shoes. I have them, but I wear them. And the reason why is that I'm never going to resell. I say it all the time. I have 1 pair that I put on eBay right now. So I shouldn't say never. I just lied. My bad. But most likely I'm not. I bought those with the intention not to ever wear and not to ever, planned on selling them, but they didn't turn out to be what I thought they were going to turn out in the market. But they're still doing all right, right? I still should make a profit, turn it and get rid of it. But no, man, you're right. Exactly right about that sneaker game.
I mean, so taking that and taking the opportunity to create more relationships, to create more understanding of what it is that's happening in the industry, and just for us to be more abreast on what solutions we can provide for our clients, we get to learn from incredible people like Chey. So I'm not going to continue to this. We're almost 10 minutes in, and these yakaholics.
I'm on a rampage today just to go with it, man.
Goodness.
This because she's got me excited. I can't wait to bring her on, because
we want to talk about everything we know and then just let her unload
everybody's
new stuff.
Talking about digital, everybody's talking about that, but let's talk about direct mail. Let's talk about how you can take all that and use direct mail better than we've ever been able to use it.
Come on.
And no one's using it anymore because they're so digital, and that's okay. I want digital. But man, what happened to that handwritten note, right? Let's get her on, man. Let's talk about that.
All right. Without further ado, a little bit of music's got to welcome in this incredible solutionary that we get the chance to brew with today. So car guys and car gals, help us to make welcome the one, the only Chey Hennessy. There she is. Welcome. How are you today?
I'm doing really good. You had me tempted to drop a little bit of Hennessy in this cup, but considering I have to go back to work after this, it probably wasn't the option to go.
What way to go. I hear you. Well, we are just thankful that you're dropping inside of the cafe today, and that we get to talk about some of the incredible solutions that you're bringing to the industry. Welcome. Please do us a quick favor and tell us who you are and who you're with real fast, so that everybody can kind of get the gist from you.
Yeah, absolutely. I am Chey Hennessy, and I'm the production director over here at Sales Engineuity. So I handle pretty much everything from top to bottom, client relations, production, accounting, you name it, I'm doing it. And I'm really, really excited to be here with you guys. Your excitement is making me even more excited, especially with something that has a little bit of a stigma around it. So I'm really, really pumped to get a chance to dive into this and give you guys a little bit of information about what we do.
Yes.
Yeah, man, that was beautiful. And that's exactly what we're doing. Having a great conversation.
Folks, this is her first podcast. Professional already. Welcome. I love it. So smooth. I like that.
Just like a seal cup.
I'm excited. You guys make it easy.
Yeah, well, there's the website below, folks. If you want to jump on the site while you're listening or watching, whatever it is, it's just like it sounds. It's SALES, Sales Engineuity, and that's ENGINEUITY.
Sales Engineuity.
I got it. It's hard to say it fast. It was hard for me to get it right the first time, but I absolutely, as you break down what it is, it's powerful. It'll rev you up, right?
Mhm.
That's right. I love that. It
there
gets
we
me
go.
excited. It gets
There we
my
go.
motors going, right? I'm the saying. I'm just trying to
Okay.
upshift as
And-
we go to the next thing. So I'm excited
There
to
we
have you
go.
on the show. You know, we've got to meet through somebody that I consider an icon in automotive. You know, Lisa Jenner. She's amazing. I mean, amazing. Like, has done so much and doesn't even humble is what the word I could look for, right? Humble, but yet out there trying to make a huge change. So she's doing it through people like you, mentorship through you. Now you're having opportunities to do the same thing. We're watching you grow, and it's time for you to shine. So I'm pumped up. I'm excited to get into this. So let's talk about direct mail a little bit, Lou. Oh, no, hold on. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Let's forgive our focus to fly before we go anywhere. We got the 3 F's, the F
first things
bombs.
first over here. We got to do car guys and car gals. And you know, the deal is that we need to make sure that if we connect with anybody, the main thing that we do together is a small dance, and that's forgiving and focusing and flying.
Yeah, man.
Right? And that's applying 3 F's so that we can keep growing. And when we do that, we find new people to fly with. We find new opportunities and new heights to go to. So let's get our mind in the right place, car guys and car gals, and let's forgive, focus, and fly together. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Forgive, focus,
fly,
and keep growing. Keep growing.
There you
There we
go.
go. Now we are in there.
You are in the
Welcome
club.
to
You
the-
just got the secret handshake. You know how to do it.
Ooh.
Share that with people. You know, I'm excited to do this. I'm excited to talk about direct mail because direct mail is something, like I was saying, is one of my old friends, but I'm glad to reintroduce and hang out with them again. It's like your high school buddy that was like the person that was there for you. Then we grew away. One went to the military, another went to college, whatever the situation, right? And now you're back and you're like parents, and you're at that age where it's like, hey, it's time to reintroduce ourselves, because you know what? That relationship was always something, and it was something special about direct mail, always was.
Mhm.
Lou and I can attest to it. We did it for well over a decade, where it made us our lifestyle. It brought us everything we could, and it helped us be able to reach customers beyond what technology was at that time. Well, now there's been tons of technology, so I believe a lot of people have kind of faded away, not necessarily because it didn't work, but because they got the new shiny toys. Everyone's like, whoa, you got digital dealer bringing all these amazing things. And don't get me wrong, they're all some great stuff. And I know that you guys do things like that, but we're talking about direct mail today. And so direct mail is something that's it's still being used, and it's being used very effectively, because I've heard the stats from y'all. So let's talk about that. So what makes you excited about direct mail in today's market?
Honestly, it's just the communication with interacting with consumers directly. Digital is so amazing because obviously you can kind of get things up really quickly. It's innovative, it's changing constantly, but I always relate it back to how often do you get like a handwritten birthday card, or everybody is still kind of into Christmas cards or holiday cards and handwriting that out to the family. And anytime you open something like that, it just feels personal. It feels really exciting. It gets you thinking, it gets you just wanting to reconnect. So having that really personal touch with direct mail, I think, is what makes me the most excited, because you listen to these phone calls that come in and people are very curious. Well, why are you reaching out to me? Why did you write me? What is this handwriting on this? And when they're starting to ask questions like that, and they're thinking that you actually are really considering them to come in, really interested in what they have to offer you, all of a sudden now you have this personal touch that you're not really getting with digital. So hand in hand, I mean, it's just a totally different way of communicating.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
there's something about communicating something from the eye to the hand, right? And being able to tangibly touch what it is that you're thinking and you're hearing, and the message that you're getting, right? And being able to have to engage with it, because the thing about most mail is you have to touch it, right? You have to actually engage with it one way or another. Even if you're throwing it in the garbage or you're throwing it on the mail pile, you're touching it, right? It is physically touching your hand.
Exactly. And I mean, we're even seeing people that are calling off of our mail 45, 60 days later, and they're getting on the phones and they're like, hey, I've had this sitting on my refrigerator for weeks now, wanting to call, wanting to get involved, wanting to do something. And it just wasn't right, but now it is. So like you're saying, having that tangible piece of paper there, a constant reminder for them of what the end goal is just huge.
Mm-hmm. And having that put in place, I mean, again, that's a part of that this is part of a complete breakfast, right? So putting together a full marketing meal, you know what I mean, for yourself is it's just a piece, but it's an important piece, because it can connect so much from the way that it's designed, from the things that it has, the hooks and the cues for you to interact with. I mean, there's so much that can be done right there now. and you guys are paving the way. We're really excited about it. When we started hearing about the new ways that things can be, utilized, or the new way to utilize our data so that we're not wasting too much of our money, we've also found out that actually
I believe that I lost audio, and I'm not sure if you can hear me.
Well, I wonder if they can hear me. Can you hear me now?
So yes, I can hear you now. I'm sorry about that. I don't know if that was me or you.
All right.
We'll have Lou
good.
reintroduce. I think I might have had something muted for you. I do apologize, but we're good to go now.
When did you lose me?
Probably about 30 seconds ago. I think I heard most of it.
Okay. All right. But basically, in all, car guys, car gals, and those that are listening and picking up on this, the tools that are available right now have a way to actually stack the deck to where your percentages are increased, making sure that you do inject some actually inexpensive direct mail. Tell us more about how that actually can take their stats up, and what stats they probably don't even know about.
Yeah. So kind of what you were saying even before this, it's getting opened is probably the biggest problem that we're seeing in direct mail right now. There's so much junk mail out there, so much stuff that you're just getting slammed with constantly that you're not even opening because you can just tell right off the bat that it's going to be some sort of a credit card offer or something that you're not really interested in. So you're shredding it, getting rid of it. Making sure that people are opening it is step one. And the percentages that we're seeing right now are just higher than they've ever been. Inventory has a huge part to do with that, because the way that we're now attacking and targeting and changing our strategies is really helping us be successful in the new market that's happening out here. And so it always comes back to data. And so I love that in the beginning, that's what you guys were talking about. And I love being that you're the subprime king, because that's all that it always comes back down to. So basically, anytime that we're working with a new client or even an older client, we're basically interviewing them. Every single month. Are you in a rural area? Are you in a subprime area? What the closest metropolitan to you? Do you have people that are living over a long bridge that they don't want to travel by? So it always comes back to really interviewing the dealer, making sure that you understand the demographic that they're dealing with, and then also what their end goal is. We have so many dealers month to month that are changing what they want to make happen. Either they need a certain year of car in, they want a certain credit score in, they want to work on leases, they want to work on refis. So making sure that every single month you're taking it like it's a brand new job, brand new campaign, not doing the same things over and over again is really just the name of the game.
Oh, yes. Changing it up.
Mm-hmm. I have a special guest appearance by my dog over here.
That's right. Well, we definitely are dog lovers. I don't even want to get into
We both do. I got a couple over
here.
here. He's, we definitely love dogs. There's special appearances by dogs are amazing. They're my favorites. So.
Yeah, she's like this big, but
she thinks she's this big.
Yeah, she's the queen of the block out there.
You know it. Right. It's like I had two big dogs and one little one. The little one ran the roost. Like it was like that was the one, but also the most vocal. Let us know when it was time to go outside. Let us know when it was time to come in.
Yeah,
all kind of things. But yeah, love it. I love it. I love it. Talking about dogs, it's fun to talk about that, because that's how familiar direct mail is to me. It's that type of love. I feel like it's always been something loyal, something that's been there, something that can really help you get through those dark times, right? Yeah. And I think that with automotive dealers out there, you can invest in direct mail. So let's talk about cost of direct mail. I know that there's a lot of different levels to it. What do you recommend to a dealer? Let's say that a lot of time they do saturation mail. They can do first class mail where it's it's to actual people based off data, whatnots. And then there's so many different levels. What do you recommend for a dealer? Let's say I'm going to throw this out there, curveball at you a little bit. I have $5,000 and I want to throw an event for a couple of days. What could I get for $5,000? What would you recommend?
Yeah, that's also a really great question. $5,000 is pretty much the budget that we hear across the board. We like to recommend starting at 10 or 15. That way you guys can see what comes up, but we'll just stick with that number for now.
Okay.
It's probably going to get you about 2 weeks of a ton of foot traffic. And in addition to that, we do have this amazing call center, which I know that we briefly talked about in the past, but they've been handling all of our direct mail calls for a couple years now, and they're just crushing it. So instead of bombarding your sales team with phone calls and vetting through people and putting things in the CRM, we like to just kind of house everything in shop, make sure that we're just handling the calls. We're trained to do it, putting everything in the CRM, taking that workload off of the dealer. So now all of a sudden your dollar amount, that value is amplified because now your sales team only has to worry about selling. So it just takes some of the weight off of that and allows us to kind of just maneuver everything on the back end. And about 2 weeks of foot traffic is killer, especially in this market. And so what we like to say is that direct mail is kind of just like a really good shot in the arm, especially as your social advertising, digital advertising is getting rolling. We know that it's a little bit slower in the beginning of the month, and the after the month, it's kind of busier during payday. Direct mail, you have so much more control over it. So that investment in your money, you can place it throughout the month where you need it to be and make sure that you're bringing in foot traffic when you wouldn't normally see it. So $5,000 is definitely a budget that I would encourage increasing, but you should be able to at least sell probably 10 to 12 cars off of it and have at least 40 to 60 appointments coming in.
Boom. Oh,
I love that number. And
definitely
you guys
beautiful.
hear that, you know, in some stores, if you can get, just think about that number of appointments. If you're a store that averages more, you know where to land, that's going to land for you. That sounds like to me a minimal at a store that's not doing what the national average is in current market. That's minimal. That's going to get you back in 2 deals. If you're doing about the average right now, you're going to probably get that back into about 1 deal. So think about that, you know, talking about how many units that she just threw out there at you. Base that off of your percentage. If you don't think about 40 people showing up in your store, how many people do you normally sell out of 40? That will tell you what your ROI is going to be right there. And that's massive. It's people don't see how easy that is to spend that kind of money and be able to get that type of return. But more importantly, it's 40 people in your door. You know how much activity that is for your salespeople and for everyone and how they feel, you know, and then the customer has an opportunity to see what you guys can do. You know, Lou and I, we believe in this training where we come in, when everyone comes in, whether they buy or not, they're going to leave feeling a certain way. And if you can make that happen inside each culture in that store and apply this direct mail with it, man, that's lethal. That's not just talking about today. We're talking about 5-year plan, right? Let's talk about what's going to happen over the next 5 years for a dealer. If you do that on a consistent basis, not over consistent, not every week, not every month. You want to do direct mail. You want to strategize with that. Make sure it's hitting at the right time, that you're not overplaying it. I know, because I've done it before and overplayed it. It's not a good thing. But
so we're doing things a little bit differently now, but you're right. The longevity of what you're getting. So even though you're probably not going to close every appointment that comes in, but now all of a sudden you have somebody that knows about your service drive. You have somebody that understands that they can refinance with you when they're ready. You have somebody that you know that can lease with you when you're ready. So even though they're not going to be converted right away, now all of a sudden you're building up your database, you're building up your communication, and it's just an easy way to make sure that you're getting that foot traffic and keeping your sales teams busy. Our strategy with direct mail is that we don't hit the same household even within a 4-month period of time. So it allows us to keep our dealerships on pretty much monthly for the entire year. We have a couple dealerships that have been doing business with us for 8 years, every month religiously. And it's because of that strategy that we have. So we're suppressing customer base for the last year, making sure that we're not hitting anybody that's already been in, making sure that we're not wasting money anywhere. And then at that same point, we're not going to hit the same household. So even if me and my husband, we drive 2 separate cars, we're not going to get a mail piece from any of our dealers within that same 4-month period, because we don't want to oversaturate the market. We don't want to piss anybody off. We want to keep it fresh. We want to keep it communal, making sure that everybody loves you guys as a dealership, understands that you're not out here trying to, you know, knock them down and be in their face all the time, and really keep a peaceful environment with your neighbors, because those are the people that support you, love you. So there's no reason for us to piss them off or you to piss them off.
Right. And that keeps the constant communication happening, right? Staying top of mind awareness is never going to not be a good idea inside of any marketing plan, right? It's always important that we stay in front of them from all different facets. And what I love that you all do is you add a personal touch to it. You make sure that there is a different type of a feeling that's there. What has been the results look like, and what is more of what the dealers and even the customers are saying when it comes to just getting that little bit of a personal touch, and how does that actually affect the numbers?
It's our number one. I know that we talked a little bit too about saturation mail and credit card mail and all these different things. And there are great strategies depending on what the goal is, but it's something that we try to sway our dealerships away from. What we're seeing to be the most effective right now is human handwriting. No machine handwriting, no printing of handwriting, nothing that looks artificial. We're contracting actual human beings to write on these mail pieces to make them look like they're coming directly from the dealership. personalized with the person's first and last name, their vehicle, a little offer on it. And so it's really bringing in that, oh, this person took time to actually reach out to me. This is definitely somebody that I want to be doing business with. It's that same concept of getting that handwritten birthday card in the mail. All of a sudden you're like, wow, this person actually cares about me. This is a friend that I probably should be calling a little bit more.
Mhm.
So it just brings in that personalized touch of, I feel really important that you guys took the time to do this. So yeah, I am going to give you a call, which then also makes that front person going from, top of the funnel. Now all of a sudden we're down here in that low funnel because we have somebody that's really engaged, that's really intrigued, that's spending time looking you guys up because you spent time writing to them, and you're not just hitting them with these finance mailers that really aren't bringing anything in. And so it's just a really nice way of hooking them in a little bit differently.
Absolutely. Keeping them engaged, right? That's the magic word, everybody. Engaged, right? Staying with the flow.
Always.
And with that, we've seen so many people get caught up in having to do it the way that it was done before, right? You confuse it together with so many things, even including the trade. And I mean, we got rocking that VinQ hat right now, which, man, I gotta say, I'm a little jelly. I'm really
got
jelly.
the last one.
But with that, you also help dealers out with their actual trading, Fred. I mean, what is that? What do you think that does for actual dealers?
A whole lot, man. What do you think? Being able to do so. So tell us a little bit about that.
The way that the market has been since 2020 has changed the way that we're advertising so much. Obviously, with the inventory shortage going on, it's starting to finally level out a little bit. But the way that the auctions are priced, the way that vehicles are priced right now is just astronomical. And so being able to connect with the public and buy cars off the street is a strategy that probably half of our dealers are running our direct mail for right now. So we're not even talking about trading in, buying up. We're not even talking about that verbiage anymore. We're just talking about, well, we want to buy your car, come in for an appraisal. And once they get into the showroom floor, the dealership knows what to do. But it's basically right now one of the cheapest ways to bring in inventory. It's a way to target specifically what you need. So again, coming back to that data, if you have an influx of a certain year, make, model on your lot that you want to get rid of, why aren't we targeting people that own that same thing but are 3-4 years old that are likely to come in and trade into it? So there's all sorts of little tweaking that we can do to make sure that your used car lot's getting full and you're also selling a lot of vehicles. You muted again.
I think the way these cameras are working, we're figuring out some new technology inside this stream. And obviously, when we pull that up, because of the way it is, it doesn't bring the sound unless we're up on the screen. So we're learning and we're getting better at it.
So that everybody knows what we were giving you, it's hand claps.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, because that's some good
you
stuff.
deserve the hand claps because you are amazing. You bring in the right energy. We appreciate what you're talking about here because it's important. This type of stuff. People, we've walked away from it for some reason. I mean, there's still dealers out there, and that's why she's successful doing what she's doing. And paused up, look like I'm a robot. It's kind of cool. Look at that pose. Hey, look at that. All right. All right. So, but no, it's important that we talk about this. I think we're at an age where it's getting ready to be more used, and I'm glad that this is happening. You're striking gold right now, and I believe that that. That's why you're in this, and you're so passionate about it, and you've been building up for this, and I'm excited, folks. I mean, I'm just telling you, this isn't the end of the show, but I want you guys to know you need to reach out to her. You need to get with her, sit down, do a demo. She can give you real-time stats with the dealers that she's currently with and doing business with. They are growing, and they're going to be growing even more. So get in there, get yourself an opportunity. I talked about $5,000. I loved how she said I recommend 10 to 15.
Yeah,
right on the money. I mean, if you do that, she was talking about $5,000, but look at even on the $5,000, there's a return there.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. But the difference between, let's get to that, difference between $5,000 to $10,000 in investment, it's going to be more than double in return, I would imagine. Right. Can you explain that?
I mean, if we want to talk real numbers, I just did a sold report yesterday, and we had a dealer that spent $10,000 with us and ended up returning after his investment almost over $100,000.
That's amazing.
And I mean, they're just outside of Houston, so they are, pretty close to a city. It's a lot different than a rural area, but with the markup that they had on the cars that they were trading, and then in addition to that, bringing in 32 used vehicles, it's easy math at that point.
Cheers to
More
that.
on that. I
And
mean,
cheers to that. And then we also have a full compliance team as well. So if there's co-op money on the table, that's something that we handle internally, and it just keeps it simple for these guys.
Heck
I mean,
yeah.
putting in $1.
Look at that.
Cheers. Sip on that.
She's like, sip on that Hennessy, my
on
friend.
that, y'all.
Sip on that Hennessy.
But putting $1 in and taking $8 out, if you're spending $5,000, that's great math. Going up another level, putting $1 in, taking $10 out, or taking $20 out, right? That's incredible numbers, especially right now. And that's just kind of on the lower end of what dealers are doing now. That's maybe thinking about $3,500 a copy, right?
Mhm.
Which, again, there's so much more that's out there right now, and dealers are able to maximize that. But guys, gals, that's great math. That's why it always worked. One of the first tools that I ever jumped into a newer store to do was put a direct mail campaign together real fast. Let me go ahead and see what kind of team I got here, and let's put a bunch of people in front of them. Let's work some car deals, right?
Mhm.
And or even starting a brand new deal, starting a dealership that was never open before, right? We sat down, we put a plan together, spent a little bit of money. We didn't have a lot of money to spend, right? But we spent it strategically with fine-tuned direct mail. And that was how long ago? 14 years ago? 12, 14 years ago?
And I can go back. We were doing direct mail for a long time.
And we didn't have the data we had now.
No.
You know, we couldn't fine-tune it the way we do now.
No.
And we just said,
even the print, you know, think about just think about the quality of print now. Being able to wait, like, you know, being able to do that, but being able to employ people right now to be able to handwrite letters, man. You know, it was something like back in the day, there was less people who wanted to do that. Now it's like, yeah, I could do that at home. I could, you know, I'm saying, like, there's so many things that you can do. It's a good job to have. That's job security, right? I love that. But I love that you guys look at it in so many different angles. And I, you know, and this is just the direct mail part of what you guys are talking about. And it's special. And I love that you're heading up this department and you're trying to do your best to get it out there. And I want to make sure that we echo this. Direct mail is not the past. It's actually the future. We want to get more human touch. There's plenty of technology out there. Let's not forget about the human touch. Let's do that. Let's make sure that we reach out there and we get that human touch out there.
And
Period.
we're talking about omni-channel marketing too, and we work with a lot of digital providers who are then retargeting the manifest that we're hitting. And so all of a sudden now that data is being double amplified because now you're in front of them digitally, you're in front of them in their household with mail. And so you're just, like we said, staying in front of them, staying relevant without over killing your presence, which is the key. I can't tell you how many times the dealership will say, well, I just ran direct mail with somebody. And I'm like, okay, well, send me their list so that I can suppress it because I don't want to hit those same people again. And they'll send me 3-4 months worth of data. And I can't tell you how many times 70% of that file is duplicates, 50% of it's duplicates, where they're just hitting those same households over and over and over again. And that's just, it's a big no-no over here.
And because it can become a nuisance. But having a regular, not necessarily a nag, but a nag, right? We're here. Just want to make sure we're here.
Well, anytime somebody sees your name on anything, a commercial on TV, direct mail, Facebook, whatever it is, they're automatically just turning it off.
Right. And it's like a pleasant, you want it to be a pleasant experience, a pleasant view when they get that mail, right? It's like the person on the cruise ship, right? That takes care of your room, right? You don't know how, but all the time they just pop up like, hello, Mr. Lou. Hello, Mr. Greg. Hello, hey, Chey. You know what I mean? They just pop up everywhere just to say, hey, and it's always a pleasant hello, right? It's always an exciting, hey, how are you?
Hey.
You know what I mean? How can I help? You know, how can I be part of making your experience better? And that's crucial right now, especially since we are making this transition where more and more dealers are doing a digital transformation. They are starting to retail their units without ever having the customer have to bring in that flyer, right? They just need that flyer to get a person to take it to the app, and bada bing, bada boom, they're getting themselves a newer car.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
The personal touch becomes digital, and that's the thing. But it gets them to want to touch it more. It's not just a TV screen or their phone that keeps popping up this ad because they know that you've been to their website, so it just keeps repopulating over and over. Or somebody, Big Brother's listening, and they know that you like this, so it's gonna, bink, there it is. It's like, what? I guarantee I'm gonna have a direct mail ad on my phone here in the next 5 minutes. I'm just saying, like,
I haven't been car shopping in 4 years now, and I think it's the only thing that pops on our TV anymore is just car commercials.
Exactly. You know, it's crazy, but
which I'm not mad at, but
No, it's just the way that it's just the way marketing is now today. Like it's with OTT and being able to go, onto television and like on Hulu and be able to know that this person needs a vehicle. So we're going to shoot ads to that person, right? During the time that I know that they watch TV the most. That's technology that's coming out, but that can be tuned into what we're talking about today, direct mail. That's what's so special is that the human touch with the other. It's like we could either go buy just from Carvana, which there's no human touch to that, or you could buy from a dealer that's great with digital retail, but they also can shake your hand. And if you have an issue, they'll take care of it, right? And that's what this is to me. It's a perfect blend of what's happening in today's world. We have direct mail that could be tied in together, that's giving you that personal touch, yet yields into the world of of digital. And we can mix all those things together, but make it to where everybody who wants that feeling of human can still do that, but yet fall into the place with digital when it's need to be. So
yeah, and like we're talking about, I mean, we're always going to bring it back to that data. It's just a lot more targeted. So when you're talking about being able to hit households based on their year, make, model, based on how long they've had their lease, based on how much their amount on their loan is, I mean, we're targeting some credit mail right now where we're targeting based on if they have an APR of a certain rate or higher, a monthly credits or a monthly payment of a certain amount or higher. And so when you can get that fine detailed with who you're targeting and you're not just blanketing, all of a sudden you're bringing in people that are going to convert. Now, if they're upside down or have, those are things that we can't really control, but at least we know if they've ever had a bankruptcy, if they've ever had anything repoed. And so now you're getting really filtered with who's coming into your showroom. So it just makes that selling a lot simpler.
Right. And it's not always important to increase the count. It's more important to increase the quality, right? Especially if you're going to operate on a leaner budget. If you're going to do that, you better utilize that data the best that you can, because in our army, we preach one shot, one kill, right? One bullet should handle one person that is against you, right? One opponent.
And we have to have that conversation with our rural stores all of the time. If data all of a sudden looks a little scarce or we've been hitting things and we're running low on it, we won't sit here and pretend like we're just going to make it work and expand our parameters so much that we're taking away from the actual quality of it. So we'll say like, it's time to skip a month, or we're going to cut your budget this month, because we're just built on honesty and transparency. And it's up to us to make sure that you're successful and trusting us to make sure that we're guiding you in the right direction. So having those conversations, like we started with in the beginning of this conversation, month to month campaigns, and not treating everything the same. That's really the name of the game over here.
I love Absolutely. That you guys have honor inside you, and I love that. I had to pop that up there because I believe that's the only way that we're going to be able to make this business keep growing. And it's just because the more honor we have, the faster, more trust is built. That between dealer, vendor, salesperson, customer, all those things, and when we can make it seamless with honor, man, this business will explode. I think there's a lot of situations inside of automotive that's happening, but as a whole, there's too much of banging in just different directions. And man, I'm looking forward to watching things grow and become better through companies like yours being there and making sure that dealers are taken care of, not being taken advantage of. Right? It's huge. It's huge.
It is huge, and there shouldn't be any reason to be bashing heads. I mean, we have consultants, digital providers, people that call us constantly and are like, "Well, what are you doing? What's the creative? What's this?" And we're supposed to be working hand in hand. At the end of the day, our goal is to make sure that the dealership is the hero, as Lisa likes to always say, and that they're selling cars. And if we're not doing that, and if we're just sitting here and preventing them from reaching their goals because we're trying to bat heads with a different person or a competitor or whatever it may be, it doesn't make any sense. We also have a couple agency partners that we resell mail for, and we go back and forth because we want this to feel what we always say, community, right? We're all supposed to be in here together, making sure that we're building on success together. There's enough business out there, as we're seeing, especially the last 2 years with how things are changing. There's no reason for us to be sitting here and dropping a little bit of, snake oil in the water.
This right here is from Ron G. So we told you that this is going to be one show that you're on, and we're so glad to get this started inside of the digital podcasting world with you, but there's going to be many where this comes from, but he's showing you big love, that you're a big deal. You are a big deal, and he's another person that has another incredible show that you need to jump on.
He's actually in Texas.
He's in Texas. Right? Yeah,
he's live with him. He has a book. He's just written a book, and he's also speaking on stages now. I mean, this guy's doing it, and just watching him grow. That now he's went from the automotive architect to the transformational architect, right?
I love that.
Yeah, he's doing some things. He's really taking a step out of his comfort zone and trying to make some things happen. And it's impressive to watch him grow. Love you, Ron, man. Thanks for being here.
I'm gonna go track him down after this.
Yeah.
Ron,
He's probably going to track you down.
He's probably going to invite you on his show. You should
Heck
take
yeah.
it. You should take it, and just another opportunity for you to share. You know, he'll be happy to share your product and what you do, and mostly about you. You know, and that's what's so amazing. So, you know, let's take all that out. I want to end the show a little bit differently. I want to take away talking about direct mail. Let's just talk about you for a moment.
no.
All right. I want the audience to know about you, because I think that that's the key. It's not just about the product, it's about the person you're going to deal with, you know. You're somebody that I can see a sense of like you have pride in what you do. You know, and you could sense that because of the way you answer your questions about what your company's about, the product that you have. You're very tuned into what your company is doing. There's no doubt about it. So that's great to see the knowledge is there, that you're not just trying to get off on your laurels and just hope that things happen. You're actually there. You want to bring that information. I believe that's key, but you also speak it so that people can understand it. It's not just some foreign language. Like a lot of things can happen. I know I can be guilty of throwing words out there that are not necessarily.
I mean, we say words that aren't words.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Solutionary.
But
anyway,
A whole made up word dictionary over here. I'm like, if it sounds right, then I'm going to use it.
That's it, right? Why not, right? So you know, what's your humble backgrounds? Where do you come from before automotive? What did you do?
So I did a lot of marketing for nonprofits and event management. And then I opened up restaurants for a couple years. So I wasn't initially in automotive, but traveling with the restaurant openings and getting to do all this, I think is why I'm very passionate about the data and making sure that we're targeting things based on your specific area, because I've had a chance to travel the country. So I understand that even places that are within a 30-mile radius of each other are not going to act the same. And so it's giving me this knowledge base to really come in here and take this position and take what we're trying to make our end goal be and really run for it and innovate it and keep it fresh and keep it new. And it's not something that I ever get bored of. And I'll sit here and talk mapping and data with these guys all day long. And I was looking though to lay some roots, and I stumbled to Texas, and it fit everything that I ever wanted. And I met Lisa probably about a week and a half later, and we were both at these really transitional points in our life and just hit it off. And it felt like I was just meant to meet her. And she has been an amazing mentor, educator, leader. I mean, I feel so blessed that that's who I get to work underneath. And I know everybody that knows Lisa Jenner only has really amazing things to say about her. She's been in this industry for coming on probably 15 years now. And she has probably one of the best reputations out of anybody that I've ever met or interacted with outside of even automotive. And she has really laid an amazing foundation and pavement for me in this industry, and has really taken me under her wing, has introduced me into anybody from, you know, these service directors to these dealer partners to national reps for certain OEMs. And I love that she trusts me and gives me that opportunity. And it's been really, really amazing to work for somebody like that also wants to see other women in the industry strive and be successful. And so it's kind of just groundbreaking for me, especially being so young in my career, to work with somebody that's passionate about this industry. And it's really just fueled a fire underneath me to keep that kind of burn going. It's the same way that you guys talk about the automotive industry and the car industry, just so passionate, so fueled up, so excited for where it's going, how it's changing, that, you know, we're all catching up with the times and finally kind of pushing things out of where it's been a little stagnant for a bit. And so I'm really excited to be a part of this time frame in automotive, and really excited to see where it's going to go.
Love that. Wow. You know, she gave us you gave us the why, you gave us the mentors, you gave us what got you in this industry. You did it all right there. And what I can tell you is that you said one thing that I think that, you know, I think Lisa would disagree on. One little thing is that you work beneath her, like below her, right? I think
I said that she's
your leader, right? I get that.
Call me yelling. She told me at the time, she's like, you can't say boss, you can't say assistant.
You know, I think that'd be the only thing, because I know her heart, and I know that she believes you work with her, right?
Yeah, she always calls me her partner or her COO, and I'm working on my own confidence with that, you know. But I know what you meant by that. That was honorable, and I don't mean to like say that was anything wrong.
think that she would have heard that and she would have said right there, no, we work together right by each other because I just know her.
It always
right?
corrects me too when I say it. It's just me getting used to,
Yeah.
it feels really, really special. And I feel really honored to be able to sit at a table with her and be able to take up space in the same rooms that she does. And I'm really, really blessed. And she's making me feel, I mean, we talked about it a little bit too, but we're also hiring right now. We're getting ready to bring on some people underneath our wings. And so I'm excited to continue to have people come on and feel just as passionate about what we do. And at the end of the day, like, I mean, we've talked about this so many times. The dealers become your family.
Yeah.
We talk on the phone and coffee in the morning, and yeah, they're going to call me about their campaign, but we're going to spend that first 15 minutes talking about their son's soccer game or what they did over the weekend or what their favorite restaurant is. And so bringing on a whole new generation of people that's also going to get to feel that kind of love and passion and build a family within this industry is I'm really looking forward to this year. It's going to be great.
Yeah, you should.
There's a lot coming up this year that is got a lot of people excited. The more that we're able to break loose and meet more people, the more that we're able to just find out how much value not only is out there, but how much value we bring to the market. And we want to let you know you're bringing something of incredible value, and you're hitting a couple of heartstrings for some people that have seen some great success, right? And just need to have a fresh new voice or a fresh new set of eyes, take a look at their marketing plan and find out how to take it to that next level and be more ingenuitive with their
that's right. Man, we're getting good at that, dude. I'm telling you, we're getting smooth with that word. You know, we're impressed by your company. We're impressed by you. We're impressed by the culture of the store. Folks, if you're not impressed, give them a call. They'll make sure you're impressed because it just takes a 5-minute conversation for you to realize that, hey, there's something that we can do different at our store to make sure that, for one, our clients are that know what we have going on. They know how to get a hold of us. They know that we have specials and we're there to help them. And number two, that our salespeople, the people that we depend on to help us, so we need to help them. And we make sure that they have people that they can reach out to, people that will be reaching out to them, knowing that this is the place to come buy vehicles from in our market, right? And it's huge. And we can do it in so many different ways. This is just one tool that is amazing. I think it's a tool that is underutilized in today's market that can be utilized a little bit more. And I tell you what, Chey Hennessy is ready to make sure that you get everything you need from Sales Engineuity. I love it. I said it right again. High five.
Good job,
so
Fred.
I'm killing it. Appreciate it. And we appreciate you so much. You got any final words before we get out of here today?
I think we covered it all. I'm just so excited to be able to work with you guys more and to connect with anybody out there that's looking to do something a little bit different. I mean, even if you guys just want us to kind of look at your strategy and what's going on, we're always happy to give feedback and advice. If you're open, we're open. So you guys can call any day, anytime, and we're looking forward to it. And I'm very, very grateful for the time. Thank you guys.
What's the best number for them to reach you at?
The office line, which is 832-377-2977.
All right. This is going to be up here, folks, for a few moments. Take a look at it, write it down, or watch it on the replay. Reach out to them at the office, and they'll make sure that you get all the information that you need. Set up a quick little meeting, and I promise you that time will not be, it'll be the best investment that you've taken in a long time, my friends.
That's right.
If you can't get a hold of them, they're busy. You can get a hold of me, 321-FRED-LOU.
That's right.
And you reach out to us, and we'll make sure that you guys get connected with our good friend Chey over here. All right.
Yes. And speaking of good friends, so we did a lot of highlighting of our incredible friend who connected us together. And some of you car guys and car gals do know of who Lisa is. You've seen her walking around some of these industry events. This is the one that we're talking about right here. She is a lot clearer in person, I promise you. But this is great to be able to know that these people that are trying to do big things are helping other solutionaries like you raise up. And because of what you're doing at Sales Engineuity, and because you are just overall an incredible solutionary, and everybody needs a shot of Hennessy inside of their Car Guy coffee. If it's Chey Hennessy, we want to say that you are 100%
CGC approved. That's
Congratulations.
Right. Woo!
Congratulations.
That's what I'm talking about. That's right. Thank you so much for being on the show today. Thank you for your time. Hold on in the back room. We'll be back in a second. We're going to end the show, but we want to talk to you for a few more seconds. But folks, people out there, car guys, car gals, thank you for joining us today. If you're watching this on the replay, make sure that you send a message out to Chey and let her know how awesome she was today, because she is amazing. If you're looking to get her on your show, if you have a podcast out there, I know there's a lot of you out there that right now are going, man, I need to talk about direct mail.
There's the
Them
difference.
Car Guy Coffee
There's
guys,
the
they know what's up, right?
There's
Get
the
a hold of her. We definitely want her to be highlighted on as many shows as possible. This is a rising star. Let's talk about the product. Let's talk about direct mail. Let's talk about that handwritten note. Let's make sure that your customers are getting everything that they need to make sure that they can buy everything that they want. So let's go, my friends. I love it.
So car guys and car gals, thank you so much for brewing solutions with us
Thank
today.
you.
I am Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
And I'm Fred Lenartz, the subprime hero.
And you have been Solutions on the Car Guy Coffee Podcast with the one,
The only Chey Hennessy.
All right, so let's get ready to finish this off right by forgiving, focusing, and flying. Car guys, car gals, if you're just tuning in, go back, listen to this great episode. You need to get you some of it. But on 3, Chey, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Forgive,
Focus,
and
fly, and keep growing. All right,
growing.
so amazing. We appreciate
Thank you
your
so much,
time.
everybody that's been here.
That's right. We appreciate it, everyone. You guys have a great day. We'll see y'all later. We'll see you on the flip side.
Thank you.
Our Guy Coffee.
Get you some.
Let's brew.
Yeah.